Hello, dear student. Welcome to our MyEco B1-B2 Intermediate English lessons. The topic of our first lesson is simple present tense and present continuous tense. So, let's begin. In English, we use the simple present tense to express our habits, repetitive actions, regular jobs, and regular activities. For example, I usually have breakfast with my family early in the morning. This is a regular repetitive activity. Another example, my sister always wears eyeglasses. We also always use the simple present tense for generalizations, information that doesn't change accuracy, meaning information that is always true, and scientific facts. For example, Edinburgh is an ancient city in Scotland. Edinburgh being an ancient city is information that is always accurate. It doesn't change. Another example, water boils at 100 degrees. Water boils at 100 degrees is a scientific fact. The simple present tense can also be used to describe events or situations in the form of a story. For example, the thief opens the door and walks in slowly. He looks around carefully. Or, Maria hears the voice and she rushes out. The cat is there. It is under the tree. We also use the simple present tense when talking about events that take place according to a specific timetable, schedule, or plan. For example, the train to Brighton leaves at 9 a.m. The train is a set plan on a set timetable. This means it doesn't change according to what I want or you want. It is made by the train station. The bus from London arrives at Terminal 5. Again, this is scheduled, planned information. Now, let's have a look at present continuous tense. Present continuous tense can also be called progressive tense, and we use it to describe situations that are happening right now as we are speaking or as we are in the moment. For example, Zach is studying for his English exam now. Or, Monica isn't crying at the moment, she is sleeping. Present continuous tense can also be used to describe temporary or short-term actions. These actions don't have to be happening in the moment, but they are actions we've been doing recently. For example, how are you spending your days at home during the pandemic? I am reading different books. Or, is Maria working on any special projects nowadays? Yes, she is. She's working on unmanned aerial vehicles. We also use present continuous to speak about definite, intended, planned, future situations. This just means if I know for sure I'm going to do something in the near future, I can use present continuous. For example, What are we doing after work? Do you have a plan? We are meeting Jane and Joseph at 7 p.m. Or, are you coming to the party tomorrow? I'm not going to the party tomorrow. I'm going out of the city. It is also possible to use present continuous to complain or show discomfort about an action or situation. In this case, I will use present continuous with the adverbs always or forever. For example, I don't like them because they are always complaining. They are always complaining is me showing my negative feelings about them complaining. Or, I hate Jason. He is constantly wearing my jackets without asking me. Constantly wearing. Or, he is forever coming late for his appointments. He is forever coming late for his appointments. Now let's compare the grammatical structure of simple present tense and present continuous tense. Let's start with positive sentences. When I have a positive sentence in the simple present, all I have is my subject plus the verb and the rest of my sentence. When I have present continuous, I have my subject, be verb, verb ing, and the rest of my sentence. Both of them are pretty simple. Let's look at these examples. First, with simple present, we have I always clean my house. I always clean my house is a routine or habit. I am cleaning my house now, present continuous or progressive tense, is something that's happening in this moment. You never clean your house, again, simple present. You are cleaning your house. You are cleaning. Be verb here is are. Cleaning is verb with an ing ending. And this is how it continues. Notice for he, she, it in simple present, we have an S at the end of the verb. She lives in central London. He goes skiing in winter. It rains every day here. But in present progressive, we see that the same ing ending is maintained. She is talking to me. He is talking to me. It is raining at the moment. We go to school in the mornings. We are going to school now. They go on holidays in the summer, and they are driving to work now. So, the difference here with positive sentences is that I will have my subject, verb, and the rest of my sentence. Maybe I will have an S if I am in the he, she, it subject for simple present tense. For present continuous or present progressive, I have my ing ending and my be verb, am, is, are. Now, let's look at negative sentences. To make a sentence negative in the simple present tense, I add do not or don't, contracted version. To make a negative sentence in the present progressive, I use be verb not. For example, I don't play the piano every day. I am not playing the piano now. I don't play, do not. And I am not playing the piano now. So my ing ending stays the same. You don't tidy your room. You are not tidying your room now. She doesn't eat steak. Doesn't is the contracted version of does not, because he, she, it does not. He doesn't like insects, and it doesn't snow here. On the other hand, she is not eating steak. He isn't talking at the moment. It isn't snowing here. Is not. We don't live in Turkey. We are not working in the office. You don't have enough time. You aren't looking at me. And they don't clean the streets. They aren't cleaning the streets. Now let's look at question form. To make a question in the simple present tense, we use do. Do at the beginning of our sentence works like a question word. Do you like ice cream? Do they live in New York? For present continuous or progressive, we use our be verb, am is are. For example, am I doing something wrong? Are you talking to me? Are they coming in today? Again, for he, she, it, we're going to see does. Does he wake up early every day? Does she study at a university? Does it rain a lot in your country? With he, she, it, on the progressive side, it's going to be is. Is he waking up now? Is she studying for her exams? Is it raining today? Now, with all of these different examples and structures, we saw a lot of contractions, meaning shortened versions. The first group we saw was our pronoun plus be verb, our subject plus be verb, in other words. For example, I am becomes I'm. I'm working. He is, he's, apostrophe S. He's lying. She is, she's, apostrophe S. She's working. It is, it's sleeping. You are, you're, apostrophe R-E, you're going. We are, we're, apostrophe R-E, we're coming. They are, they're, apostrophe R-E, they're talking. The next group we saw was do not. Do not can become don't or doesn't. Does not, doesn't. Do not, don't. He does not, he doesn't work. She does not, she doesn't work. It does not, it doesn't work. I do not, I don't speak. You do not, you don't speak. We do not, we don't speak. And they do not, they don't speak. And lastly, we saw be verb plus not. Is not becomes isn't. He isn't talking. Or are not becomes aren't. They aren't working. Now, here's an important thing to remember. Am not, amt is not possible in English. It doesn't exist. That's why with am not, the contraction is always with I am, I'm not. And that is the information about simple present tense and present continuous progressive tense. Now, let's do an activity together to make sure we all understand. So, we have some sentences here and we're going to put them in the right order. Let's start with number 1. I skate Daniela at the moment. At the moment is our first clue. That shows us it's something happening right now. For something happening right now, we use, that's correct, present continuous or progressive tense. Is Daniela ice skating at the moment? Ice skating, ing ending. Number 2, sometimes Garden, Brian organize parties. Sometimes is also a clue here. It shows us something that can happen occasionally. For occasional situations, again, we use simple present tense. Brian sometimes organizes garden parties. Number 3, watch you about old documentary books now. Now is the key word. Are you watching a documentary about old books now? Number 4, Mother University, the teach you're at chemistry. And we have a question mark which shows us it's a question. Does your mother teach chemistry at the university? Number 5, at the moment, not pack their, they suitcases. At the moment is our clue. They aren't packing their suitcases at the moment. Remember, aren't is the contracted version of are not. Number 6, 8 meet hall we theater at in front of evening the this. We are meeting in front of the theater hall at 8 this evening. This evening shows us a future, close future plan. For close future plans, we can use present continuous. Number 7, Madrid 6 a.m. the plane at to take off Saturday every. 6 a.m. every show us it's something that is scheduled. For scheduled events and situations, we use simple present tense. The plane to Madrid takes off at 6 a.m. every Saturday. Number 8, not work nowadays, my project on science. I am not working on my science project nowadays. Number 9, like you marshmallows? Question mark. Do you like marshmallows? And finally, number 10, Alicia now kitchen the cook in question mark. Is Alicia cooking in the kitchen now? And now our first lesson is complete. To get more information on this topic, please click the links down below. If you wish, you can purchase our B1-B2 Essential English Grammar book, Sign up for our course on Udemy or go to our MyEco website for more activities and their solutions. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.